Okay, looks like it's 5 o'clock. Let's call the meeting to order with a roll call, please.
Legislator Frost,
Here.
Legislator Calamus,
Here.
Legislator Mosier. Here. Legislator Leindecker,
Here.
Legislator Nortz,
Here.
Legislator Moorhan. Here. Legislator Leviker,
Here.
Legislator Osborne has been excused, Legislator Nellenbach,
Here.
and Legislator Dahlhoff.
Here, would everyone please stand for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. And Legislator Kalmus will lead us in the invocation, please.
Heavenly Father, we thank you again for all the blessings seen and unseen as we begin this month. We'd like just a moment of silence for all the people that lost their lives and their families in the last couple of weeks with the tragic air accidents. Lord, we ask for your clear vision and guidance as we begin this week. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Well, tonight we have a public hearing, CDBG funding for community development, public infrastructure, housing, public facilities, small business, and economic development needs under program year 2025 New York State CDBG funding application in the amount to not exceed $1.5 million. Anyone here that would like to comment on that? That open for 30 minutes, and we will move to privilege of the floor. Is there anyone here that would like to make any comments on the privilege of the floor? Okay, the January 7th board meeting minutes have been distributed, and if there are no amendments, they stand approved. Board of the Finance and Rules Committee per Rule 6. Cassandra, if you would please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Finance and Rules Committee has met and they recommend to waive rules to act upon late resolutions.
Third, second, Josh. Any discussion? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carries. Clerk of the Board report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. An adopted resolution was received from Cortland County titled Advocating for Reform and Increased Funding for New York State Code Blue Program. An application for correction of multiple parcel errors was received from the town of Leiden based on failure to apply the water relevies for Water District 1 and 2 onto the tax rolls for 3 parcels. The following applications for corrected tax rolls were submitted and approved. Town of Krogan, tax map number 057.00-01-30.100. Town of Diana, tax map number 013.14-04-14.000. Town of Lionsdale, tax map numbers 370.00-02-07.100 and 3.310.00-01-01.000. The following departments have submitted their 2024 annual reports: Buildings and Grounds, County Clerk, Board of Elections, Highway, Information Technology, Office for the Aging, Probation, Real Property Tax, Recreation, Forestry, and Parks, and the Treasurer's Report. That concludes my report.
Would you run through those numbers again, just to give time to write? Just kidding. Thank you. Standing committee reports. We'll start with Finance and Rules. I'm not sure if anyone's you covering, Jeff. If you would, please.
Our insurance policies. With the hopes of having a renewal quote by March 18th, the Workers' Compensation Administrator is working on an upcoming presentation about creating a severity fund instead of utilizing excess workers' compensation liability. More to come on that in 2 weeks. Human resources staff continue to work on implementing the NeoGov system and building the Learn platform, which will allow the county to create and assign training plans, manage training records, and allow for professional development of employees. That's all I have.
Any questions for Jeff? Thank you, Jeff. We'll move to General Services Committee with Legislator Moorhan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Naturally, Lewis is working with Recreation, Forestry, and Parks to create and post a series of survey questions to collect for an analysis of the strengths of the ATV system. All snowmobile contracts have been processed, and the crew groomed non-motorized trail in the commons for snowshoeing and cross-country skiing, with parking available on Lowdale Road in the town of Lionsdale. And that's all I have.
Question for Andrea? Thank you. Next, we move to Health and Human Services Committee with Legislator Moser.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Office for the Aging Director, Carla Hellinger, held her first Safe Talk training, which is a suicide awareness for everyone, with 10 participants. The next classes will be held on April 1st and July 1st. A guest speaker joined the advisory council from Lifespan of Greater Rochester and spoke about learning how to protect ourselves and resources to prevent frauds and scams. The Jefferson and Lewis County Community Services Departments have collaborated in the development of an RFP for mobile crisis services. The RFP, which is number 25-2, can be accessed via Jefferson County's Planet Bids vendor portal. Responses are due by 1 p.m. on Friday, February 14th. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Questions? Thank you, Jess. And we'll move to our board's rep on the hospital board of managers, Legislator North.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Board of Managers met on January 29th. Among other things discussed at that meeting was Mary Dunn was nominated for December Employee of the Month. There was a loss of $151,000 versus a budgeted gain of $32,000 for the month of December. Also presented was a comparison previous year to the year to date. Starting with clinic visits, they increased from 56,500 in 2023 to 64,000 in 2024. Admissions increased from 792 in 2023 to 954 in 2024. Skilled nursing facility patient days increased from 4,920 in 2023 to 45,136 in 2024. Total ER visits increased from 11,191 in 2023 to 11,550 in 2024. Left without being seen, that is referring to the ED department, decreased from 313 in 2023 to 157 in 2024. At this time, if there's anything I forgot, I'd like Mr. Kayer to fill in the rest.
Okay.
Thank you. I would just add one note on the financial reports. Our year-to-date gain was $441,000. So we had a net positive margin for the year. I also would like to share on behalf of Board of Manager, Mrs. Susan Ross, who chairs the Quality Council of the board. She made a presentation to the health system's rural health outcomes team and emergency department team. And on her behalf, I read, on behalf of the Lewis County Health System Board of Managers, please accept the acknowledgement of the hard work and effort that your entire teams put into the stroke program. Your dedication and patient care has resulted in a gold medal designation from the American Heart Association, something our entire community can be very proud of. We appreciate your care and commitment and look forward to using the stroke program as a model to improve care in other areas as well. Thank Thank you. And with that, do you have any questions for me tonight? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. County manager report, Mr. Hunt, please.
I have included a written report for everybody this month, and I will be doing that going forward, just so that you have a little better insight into what's happening. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. The main topic I wanted to touch on tonight is some of the activity that's been going on at the federal government level. There's a lot of news, a lot of things happening, and the biggest message I want to kind of convey is that it's just steady hand on the throttle here. Until things work their way through Congress or through New York State legislators, we're not going to react to the news cycle. We're going to react to whatever changes come down. So as that happens, I will certainly be informing people. We're keeping an eye on it, but we just want to stay steady and kind of keep moving forward. We have a great workforce. We have a lot of great department heads, and they're very nimble. And I think anything that happens, they can make sure that it turns into a positive outcome for us. Thank you.
Any questions for Tim? County treasurer report, please. Mr. Brookfield.
I have provided my written report. I don't really have much to add to that, but I would, I guess, provide some comment just on our year-end process. So we were in that time of the year where we're closing 2024. We work under a modified accrual system. So we close out our expenses in about the third week of January. We leave our revenues open for 2024 to collect any funds or claim any funds through the end of February. Then after February, we can really close the books for 2024. We spend quite a bit of March doing that. And then our audit firm comes in the first week of April. And then we wrap up everything by the end of April with a report to New York State. So that's just a quick summary of the process that in the time frame that we go through for 2024 year end. Just thought I'd give you a little bit of information on that. And as noted, any questions in the written report, I'll be happy to answer if possible.
Thank you, Eric. And we will move to report of the Financial Rules Committee per Rule 7, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Finance and Rules Committee reports that they have examined the claims presented for payment in the total amount of $3,400,486.79 and recommend that they be audited and allowed for the amounts claimed.
Someone would like to move it? Okay. And I need a second. Andrea? Any discussion? All in favor? Anyone opposed? And that carries. Okay. So instead of doing consent resolutions, we're going to go through each resolution individually.
The first resolution is number 17, and that is auditing and allowing claims in the amount of $3,400,486.79.
So Vince, second. Herb, any discussion?
Mr. Chairperson, can you just show me as abstaining? There's payments based upon vouchers I approved and payments made to me.
This is a roll call.
Legislator Osborne is excused. Legislator Nortz,
Yes.
Legislator Nellenbach,
Yes.
Legislator Calamus,
Yes.
Legislator Leviker,
Yes.
Legislator Mosier is abstained. Legislator Morahan,
Yes.
Legislator Leindecker,
Yes.
Legislator Frost,
Yes.
and Legislator Dahlhoff.
Yes.
Resolution number 18 is a resolution appointing the Director of Community Services.
Moved by Andrea, second by Herb. Discussion. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 19 is a resolution appointing member to the Lewis County Ethics Board.
Moved by Jessica. Second. Calmus. Any discussion? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carries.
Resolution number 20 is a resolution authorizing agreement between County of Lewis on behalf of the Lewis County Highway Department and Barton and LaJudas for design and right-of-way professional services and to send out an RFP for the culvert replacement project, Bozzart Road over Huff Cut Creek.
Moved by Andrea, second by Vince. Discussion. All in favor? Anyone opposed? That carries.
Resolution number 21 is a resolution authorizing agreement between County of Lewis on behalf of Lewis County Highway Department and Barton and LaJudas for design and right-of-way professional services and to send out an RFP for the bridge replacement project, Eatonville Road over Otter Creek.
Moved by Josh, second by Andrea. Discussion. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carries.
Resolution number 22 is a resolution authorizing agreement between County of Lewis on behalf of Lewis County Highway Department and Barton and LaJudas for design and right-of-way professional services and to send out an RFP for the culvert replacement project, Pine Grove Road over Harvey Creek.
Moved by Andrea, second by Jessica. Any discussion? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carries.
Resolution number 23 is a resolution authorizing supplemental agreement number 1 for right-of-way acquisition to contract number D040774 between New York State Department of Transportation and Lewis County for the Transportation Federal Aid Bridge Replacement Project known as County Road 17, which is Wood Battle Road over Cobb Creek.
Moved by Jessica, second. Andrea, discussion. All in favor? Anyone opposed? That carries.
Resolution number 24 is a resolution authorizing the County of Lewis to be named the lead agency of the State Environmental Quality Review Act process for the Capitol Bridge Replacement Project known as Bailey Road over Independence River.
Moved by Josh, second by Andrea. Discussion. All in favor? Anyone opposed? That carries. Do we have any bridges left? Or is that-
The next one is resolution number 25, and this resolution is reappointing member to Lewis County General Hospital Board of Managers.
Tom Kalmus, second by Vince. Discussion. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carries.
Resolution number 26 is a resolution authorizing bid award and agreement between the County of Lewis and Logical Operations for information technology training services.
Moved by Andrea, second. Herb, discussion. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carries.
Resolution number 27 is a resolution to request New York State home rule legislation to continue sales tax increase.
Moved by Vince, second. Andrea. Under discussion, I would like to make a few comments. There seems to be some confusion out there that this is a new tax. It's definitely not a new tax. This is the same increase that we have seen for at least 20 years, I believe, maybe even more. The state legislature will not make this permanent for us. It makes us review it every 2 or 3 years. I'm not sure which it is. So that's the point that we're at. We're requesting a renewal or a continuation of the same sales tax, not a new sales tax that we have been paying for over 20 years. Tim, did you want to? Yeah, that's where we're at with that. Anyone else have any comments they'd like to make on it? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carries.
The next one is Resolution 28. And this resolution is authorizing Lewis County to apply for 2025 New York State Empire State Development County Infrastructure Grant Program funds.
Moved by Jessica, second by Herb. Discussion. All in favor? Anyone opposed? That carries.
Next one is Resolution number 29. This is a resolution to set a public hearing with reference to inclusion of agriculturally viable land into the Certified Agricultural District number 6.
Moved by Tom Kelmus, second by Vince. Discussion. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carries.
The next one is Resolution number 30, resolution awarding bid and authorizing an agreement between the County of Lewis and SNO Engineering Incorporated, doing business as SE Group, for design services and a winter recreation master plan for non-motorized forms of recreation.
Moved by Andrea, second by Jeff. Discussion. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carries.
Resolution number 31 is a resolution amending compensation plan with reference to the Recreation, Forestry, and Parks and Highway Departments.
Moved by Josh, second. Andrea, discussion. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carries.
Resolution number 32 is a resolution appointing members to Region 6 Fish and Wildlife Management Board.
Moved by Vince, second. Josh, discussion. All in favor? Anyone opposed? That carries. Jack, I'm sure you were here just to make sure that passed, so thank you.
The next one is resolution number 33, resolution authorizing acceptance of bid and purchase of a 2025 Can-Am Defender Max Limited Crew Cab side-by-side UTV.
Moved by Jessica, second by Tom Kalmus. Any discussion? Want to sign up for rides? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carries.
The next one is resolution 34, standard workday and reporting resolution.
Moved by Jessica, second by Herb. Discussion.
Mr. Chairman, because it involves a board of elections, I have to recuse myself from voting.
Okay, please note that in the record. Any other discussion? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carries.
Last resolution is number 35, and it's a resolution appointing members to Traffic Safety Board.
Moved by Andrea, second by Josh. Discussion. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carries. That is the end of the resolutions. Do we have any other business that we would like to address?
Mr. Chairman, if I could just bring the board up to date on our labor negotiations without disclosing anything that shouldn't be disclosed. Caitlin and I have engaged with a mediator with the road patrol unit, UP-CU unit. We had one session so far. We have another one scheduled next week. We hope to make some progress on that. We also did request assignment of a mediator with the corrections and dispatchers unit. That date has not been set yet, but we do have a date set with that, with the union reps, um, with corrections and dispatchers for one more attempt before we have a mediator come in. So we're hopeful we can make some progress there, and we'll report back when we have the rest of that. Yeah. Make some headway.
Okay, I think we have how many minutes left? 6. So we have to hold this meeting open to meet the state requirements of 30 minutes on the public hearing. Is it CDBG? So, we brought the cards, right?
We'd just like to remind the legislators of the NISAC meeting that's coming up here. And if you haven't signed up, we do have one spot open, so love to have you attend.
So I'm assuming that there isn't anyone here that would like to comment on the CDBG application.
Just to give an update for the full board, we did have a meeting in the last, I believe it was about a week and a half ago with a company, or this week, wasn't it Hydro Store? Last week. A company that is hoping to come to Lewis County. They have purchase options on 2 pieces of land, one in the town of Krogan, one in the town of Watson. And they're looking to build an energy storage facility. It is different than a battery farm. It uses electricity to compress air, pumps that compressed air into a cavern, which displaces water into a holding pond above the ground. And then when they need electricity, they would release the water into that cavern, push the compressed air back up out, and create electricity. It is a large investment in Lewis County. It's a $2 billion project that they're proposing, and it takes about 5 years to build. They're estimating 700 construction jobs and 40 full-time permanent jobs. They are looking to move forward with that project very quickly. I think they're looking to try to narrow down a location between Krogan and Watson in the next 8 weeks. And so just to give you a little update on what we know.
Tim, is this proven technology or is this something new?
It is very new. There is one of them operating in Canada, and I'm trying to set up a bus ride to Canada to actually see one in operation. there is, so there is one in California, but it's not actually up and running yet. And so a couple things I think that, to discuss what impacts it could have on the community. It does use a compressor to compress air, which creates noise. But they're saying at the fence line 50 dB, which is our voices talking. That's one. Two, the mine shaft that goes down 2,000 feet. Then they carve out into bedrock an area that they said is a football field cubed. So it's a very large area underground that would have to be mined. That's partly why it takes so long to build one. So they actually, the drill hole they said is 8 feet in diameter. They actually put people down there. They blast out the rock and bring the rock up to the surface of the ground, and then they give it away because they got to get rid of it. And municipalities can use it for building roads or whatever. So the mine shaft obviously is going to go through the water table, and obviously would have to be lined or somehow, we have to consult with engineers to make sure that's done properly. Though that's, I think, I don't know if I'm missing anything, but that's pretty much the gist of the project. Now a couple things I thought were interesting. They did mention that this would ultimately diminish the need for battery farms when this is up and running. That there would not need to be battery farms. It's a very large facility, 400 kW. So I think that would be a positive in the long haul. So yeah, there was a lot of questions, a lot of things we are learning very quickly on the fly about it, but it's large scale. Yeah. Sure. Oh, yeah. So this is it's what they call a temporary storage system, electrical. So when there's not a lot of demand on the system, the windmills are turning, they take that electricity, they turn the air compressor and pump the air down, displace the water. Then when there is demand on the system, they release the water, pushes the compressed air back up. They reheat it, they run it through a turbine, make electricity, and put it back on the grid. So it only stores energy for 8 hours, and so they're buying it when prices are low and when there's electricity being made that's not in demand, and then at the peak load time, so 8 o'clock in the morning when everybody turns their lights on or their showers on, that's when they release it back into the grid, and then they start the process over. They said it could cycle 2 or 3 times a day depending on demand and load, and they did say, and then this area got really technical and over my head, that the load demands on the grid are changing as more and more things come online and more green energy comes online. This project is looking to be located, they have to be located within 10 miles of that transmission line that cuts through the county. So, and I think they said 66% efficient. So they lose 61. So they lose quite a bit of energy doing this, but apparently it makes sense. And this is a 75-year project. They're looking to do a pilot that they estimate around 70 years, 75 years.
Okay, back to the public hearing. Does anyone like to make comments on the CDBG funding grant application? No interest. We will now close the public hearing. And is there any other business? Entertain a motion to adjourn. Andrea, second by Jeff. All in favor? Anyone opposed? We are adjourned.